Hi, Sue Jackson. It's been a very long time since I've done a chronic illness vlog, and that's because I've been feeling great. I had a wonderful spring and summer. My husband and I did a lot of traveling this year. We took a month-long trip in March and April with our camper to Texas and back. And then in July and August, we took a 5.5-week trip with our camper all the way out to Montana, up into Canada. Both trips were amazing. Yeah, since early March, I have been feeling great. Great for someone with ME/CFS. I still need 9 to 10 hours of sleep a night. I still need a nap every afternoon. I'm still taking piles and piles and piles of pills, medications, and supplements, sticking to a very, very strict diet to keep the yeast overgrowth under control. But if I do all that, then I'm able to be relatively active. Again, for someone with ME/CFS. I'm still quite limited. I can't walk like, when I'm at my best, about a mile or about an hour is pretty much my limit. Occasionally, if I'm on vacation and I have no other responsibilities and nothing else to do, I might be able to push myself into a little bit more. But for the most part, I felt great all spring and summer. And then 2 weeks ago, the immune symptoms came back. This happens to me every fall and winter, usually late fall, for the last 5 years. I've noticed that my immune system, even though I don't make many antibodies against COVID in particular, otherwise my immune system is overactive. And so if I'm exposed to anything, it can cause my immune system to act as though there's great danger, which means all the kinds of symptoms you might associate with an infection of some sort. Flu-like aches, that's my number one thing. Sore throat, just complete exhaustion, zero energy, no stamina. And for the last 5 years, like I said, every year around November or so, that happens. Last year, it started in mid-October and lasted all the way until January. And then I got a cold in February that knocked me out for another month. But like I said, the rest of the year was great. So 2 weeks ago, it was only September. And I suddenly, horrible flu-like aches. And I thought, no, this can't be happening, not this early. I thought I had more time. It's possible I was exposed to somebody's cold or something. However, the other possibility is that a new treatment I was trying to help prevent this exact thing from happening might have actually triggered my immune system and overstimulated it. Just a nasal spray. It's an antihistamine nasal spray, but some studies have shown that it helps to prevent COVID infection when you use it every day. Studies on people with ME/CFS. So I thought, great, this is perfect. I'm going to give it a try. And 2 days after I started it is when the aches set in and I started feeling awful. So it is possible that that somehow stimulated my immune system and triggered this. Or it could have been a random infection. I don't know. But I've been feeling pretty awful. As usual with me, kind of up and down, not really horrible every day, but the aches are always there. So we just took a 10-day trip up to New York State. It's my home state. I love it, especially in the fall. We'd been so looking forward to this trip. I'm going to post, well, by the time this posts, I will have posted videos from it, so you can look for those. And I didn't want to cancel it. Also, we were mainly going up there for my stepmom's 80th birthday, and I absolutely didn't want to miss that. And she was so happy to see us, so glad we had made the trip. Whew, I was starting to get overheated in my raincoat. Yeah, so that's where I am. Through the trip, there were some days when I felt really, really bad. I spent some of the trip, we were staying at my aunt and uncle's house in Rochester, and I spent all day that Sunday either in bed, I took a 2-hour nap, or just lying flat on their couch. They were very kind and supportive about that. One of our days at our second campsite, I felt the aches were just really, really, really bad. So I just laid in my lounge chair and read all morning until it was nap time. It was a beautiful place, so great place to just rest and relax. And now we're back home. I thought I was doing better. The last couple of days of the trip, I felt a little better. Probably did too much. And yeah, the last like 36 to 48 hours, I've just felt awful again. I've also got a muscle knot in my neck that is causing very limited range of motion. I can't turn my head that way, and a lot of pain, and it's making it difficult to sleep. That's probably a factor as well. But what I've decided to do is try a short course of steroids. This is something that my ME specialist and I have done many, many times, and I still had some left over from last winter. The idea is my immune system's overreacting. I'm not actually sick in terms of like having caught something. It's clearly just immune activation. And so steroids suppress the immune system. Not a great idea for many people with ME/CFS who may have an underactive immune system. And even with me, parts of the immune system are underactive. So it's tricky. But I'm just trying a 7-day course. We'll see. I'm hoping it will calm my immune system down. So I thought as long as I wasn't feeling well and there was something to talk about, I'd bring you along with me. If you want to see how great my summer was or my spring trip, you can check out some of my travel videos, but I'll do this for the week and see how things go. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the reason I'm in the car when I'm not feeling well is I had an annual visit with my gynecologist this morning, and I didn't want to cancel it because it's hard to reschedule. So, wasn't feeling horrible when I started out. Getting to feel worse. In fact, on the way here, I thought maybe I could stop at the park and take just a short walk on the way home, which is something I'd normally do when I come all the way up here, but no. And I'm not driving my own car because my shoulder hurts too much to shift. So I'm headed home to the couch. Got up from my nap a little while ago. I'm actually feeling pretty good right now, probably from the steroids. Although my heart rate's really high. They do that to me. Because of that, I take extra beta blockers while I'm on them. But it's still higher than it normally is, even with that. The unexpected benefit, that muscle knot in my neck, the anti-inflammatory properties of the steroids must have acted on that, because I can turn my neck now. I can raise my arm. It's mind-blowing. This is just a few hours later. So yeah, I am trying to take it really, really easy, even if I feel a little better. I've still got the aches, so I know what's behind the scenes. So just trying to be really chill. But it's beautiful out, and I really did want to get outside. I'm just doing a I'm doing my crash walk, which I can do on milder crash days, just around our cul-de-sac, just the flat parts in front of my house. And this is my crazy neighbor's Halloween display. He's been doing this since his kids were really young, and this stuff is really, really scary. He hasn't come home and turned it all on yet. He's even put some decorations in our yard without even asking. This little scene from It is right in front of our house. Oh, I see. And he's added a girl with an axe. And a weird clown in the swing child was there last year. That's our tree in our yard. Very weird. But yeah, I love Halloween and he has fun with it. It just would have been nice to be asked. Also, the pig with the cleaver makes really bizarre noises at night. So I am feeling pretty good again today, thanks to the steroids. But I think this is a good sign because sometimes when I go into one of these bad relapses and I try a short course of steroids, I feel a lot worse while I'm taking them, even if I feel better afterwards. So I'm hoping this means they're working and it's gonna do the trick, calm my immune system down. Only very, very mild aches today. And in fact, it's 2:30 and I haven't had lunch. I've kind of pushed myself a little too hard. I got a late start this morning and then my mom called. We talked for almost an hour. And I do have energy. That's the steroids. I have to be careful because I know that could still cause me to crash using that energy. I haven't done anything physical, but I recorded a book video, and I edited another chapter of my book. I've only got 6 chapters left, and then the audiobook will be ready. It has been a long project. So anyway, I need to have some lunch. I'm making my favorite paleo keto smoothie, chocolate peanut butter. Yeah, just gonna try to relax, have some lunch, watch a TV show, and then go take my nap. So I'm doing pretty well again today. I do have some mild aches. I can feel it like right around my tailbone. The flu-like aches usually hit me in my legs, my lower body. So I do feel that today. A little bummed about that. But I was pretty active yesterday. Not physically active, but I did a lot of work sitting up, which for someone with ME is physical activity. So maybe it's just a little payback for that. Generally, my energy's still good thanks to the steroids. So with steroids, you have to slowly taper off. You can't stop them immediately. So I went down a pill today in the dose, and I'll continue doing that for the next week. Another gorgeous fall day. I'm out here on the deck. The sun is peeking out now. I was editing a video and my battery just died. I really need a new laptop. The battery is just not holding up. So gonna head back inside, charge my laptop, and I'm hoping to edit another chapter of my audiobook, but it's getting kind of late. We'll see how that goes. Just got up from my nap, had a decent nap, had some quiet time to myself today. My husband went golfing again, and I was gonna sit out on the deck again, but it's really cloudy, cool and a little damp feeling. It's supposed to rain all weekend, which is never good for my health, but that alone can make me feel a little crashed. Hopefully that won't be the case this weekend. I'm doing okay. The aches, assessing. The aches aren't too bad. I could definitely feel it when I laid down for my nap, but not too bad right now. Still continuing to take it easy. I took another teeny tiny, very slow walk around my cul-de-sac, like 5 minutes, just to get outside and look at the flowers. And it's always hard coming back home after a camping trip. I really miss spending so much time outdoors. But it's gotten really cold the last few nights, like down into the low 40s, which is great for sleeping. But it's a little cool if you're outside all the time. So I got another chapter of my audiobook edited this morning. Only 5 left to go now. Hopefully I will be able to meet my goal of getting it, making it available by the holidays this year. The holidays. I dread the holidays every year just because I usually relapse and feel awful during that time. And trying to do all the family stuff when I don't feel well is just not fun. Hopefully this year will be different. I did get an appointment, a phone appointment next week with my CFS specialist to ask her what she knew about this nasal spray that I tried that was supposed to help prevent COVID and cold infections and instead seems to have triggered my annual seasonal relapse. And she said, let's talk about it on the phone. So looking forward to talking to her next week. Want to hear what she knows about it. Yeah, and we haven't been home in a couple of weekends, so this weekend will probably be a lot of catching up stuff around the house. And we desperately need a new washer and dryer, so hopefully I'll be up to helping go and get that. So Sunday afternoon already, just got up from my nap. I'm not doing any better. I've been achy all weekend, and I've been trying not to do too much. And I have been limiting my steps, watching my heart rate, but we've been traveling so much that I'm like so far behind with everything. There's so much that needs to be done around the house. We did something very important yesterday, very urgent, and that is we bought a new washer and dryer that are going to be installed this week. We've needed that. We knew ours was dying like for the last 6 months. First the washer and now the dryer. They're both like 20 years old. We got a lot of good years out of them. So we did go out to I did most of the work online yesterday morning, consumer reports and comparing prices. And we did go out though. We wanted to do some measurements of our own to make sure it would fit. So we did go out to a smaller appliance store. We skipped like the big Home Depot type place and went to a smaller appliance store, parked right in front so I didn't have to walk far. But it was still like, by the end of it, a couple of hours, sitting up and standing. But we got that done. It's a huge item off of our to-do list that we've needed to do for a long time. And then today, the plan was to clean our bedroom and the upstairs. We have a cleaner that comes in, but just once a month for a couple of hours. So we usually do our bedroom and bathroom ourselves. My husband does most of it because I can't do like mopping and cleaning and vacuuming, things like that. But I usually do the dusting. Well, I wasn't even up to that today. I woke up feeling great, and this is the pattern when this fall-winter relapse hits me. I know it's an immune thing. I know it's somehow all tied in with the endocrine system and hormones because I've got the same daily pattern. Usually wake up feeling pretty good. By around 11, the aches start to set in. And yeah, it's getting me down. There's so much that I wanted to do this weekend. I wanted to do something fun this weekend. I haven't had the energy. And now I need to run downstairs and refill my medications for the week. The weekly reminder boxes, I've got a whole bunch of them that have to be filled every Sunday. So means an hour of sitting up and doing that. And still achy, so gotta go do that though. Just thought I'd pop in quick before I go to sleep, before I read and then go to sleep. Just feeling really, really awful tonight. I know I should have been resting all day. I didn't do that much, and I was trying to conserve my energy, but it was too much. There's just no doubting it now. I am in my winter relapse, just like happened every year for the last 5 years, and I don't know how to stop it. The steroids don't seem to be doing the trick this time. Gonna snuggle down in bed and read my book and then hopefully get a good night's sleep. Has zero plans for tomorrow. I'm going to rest as much as I can, sleep as late as I can. What's frustrating is that the more I rest, not resting will make me get worse, but resting won't make me get better. And that is just so damn frustrating. There's just nothing I can do. That lack of control is just frustrating. So hopefully tomorrow will be a better day. So as you can see, I am where I should have been all weekend, on the couch under my very soft Snoopy blanket. Still just feel awful. This is what it's like all winter for me. The flu-like aches just get so bad, and they're constant, varying in intensity, but constant. I did realize one factor that I'm sure made things worse this weekend and today is the weather. We've had this nor'easter coming right up the coast all weekend. It's hitting us today. We're getting lots of rain, but all weekend it's been dark and overcast and cloudy, low air pressure. The barometric pressure absolutely has an effect on me. And I hate to admit that because it's something I have no control over. But yeah, my husband told me today when I went to bed last night and said I felt so awful. He said, yeah, I didn't want to point out to you that the weather's probably having an effect. Monday's going to be worse. So that's where I am. I am really trying today to listen to my body. Anyway, I am just piled up on my pillows here, trying to do the bare minimum. Just made a couple phone calls from the couch to order a gift and order some Lyme supplements that I'm running out of. Really, really trying to listen to my body today, and hoping that tomorrow when this storm leaves and we go back to nice high air pressure and clear skies, that I will feel a little bit better. Though, yeah, clearly the steroids didn't do their job. Although I keep track. I've got a video on how I track my symptoms and use that to assess treatments and, look at cause and effect. And last night at bedtime, I was looking at my calendar and realizing I actually felt a lot better the first 2 days I was on steroids, which was the high dose. Taking a longer run of steroids might be a good option. I mean, I try this every winter. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, the bad thing is we've only got a handful of ME/CFS experts in the U.S., maybe about a dozen or so. The good thing is they work together cooperatively for the good of their patients. They're all in touch with each other all the time. They're watching the latest research. They're involved with the latest research. And so, every year she's always got something new that she and the other doctors have been trying with their patients or that research has shown might be helpful. So hoping she's got some ideas up her sleeve. For today, I'm just going to chill out right here. Hi, here I am. Still on the couch. I've got my herbal tea. Normally, I would be wrapping things up for this vlog. I think I started it last Tuesday, and today's Tuesday. I usually do 1 week. But I'm going to do another recording tomorrow after I have that appointment with my specialist. Just in case there's anything new to tell you, any new possibilities for me to try treatment-wise. I've been watching some videos as long as I was stuck here on the couch. I've been watching some videos from a guy I connected with through LinkedIn, actually. His YouTube channel is called Understanding ME/CFS. I've forgotten his name. I just listened to him say his name a minute ago. Sorry, little brain fog moment there. I just finished playing the part of the video where he said his name and then immediately forgot. His name is Patrick Usher, but his channel is Understanding ME/CFS. What appeals to me is he's making videos about the latest research. When I first got sick, and in fact for like the first 15, 20 years of my illness, I did a great job of staying up to date on the latest research. And I knew what was happening. I knew every study that came out. I did a lot of writing about that. I've even worked with the Open Medicine Foundation, one of the primary U.S. research organizations for ME/CFS, in helping to kind of translate what they're doing for patients. So for a long time, I did a good job of keeping up. And honestly, the last 5 years or so, I just haven't. So I like this guy because he's reporting on the latest research. This is groundbreaking stuff I hadn't heard about. The videos I've been watching in particular have been about autoimmunity in ME/CFS, which, given what I've explained to you in this video, is, I think, at the heart of my issues at this point. My immune system is overactive, and I can't get it to calm down. It's a lot of what he's been talking about. So I've been learning about autoantibodies, which I think is going to be the next big thing in ME/CFS. Just based on the research that he's talking about. I'm not going to go into the whole description here, but I will link to some of his videos, the two that I just watched, in the notes down below, if you want to also see what he's talking about. I mean, this to me gets at the heart of our disease, a dysfunctional immune system, and how do you normalize that? So really interesting, and it gave me some very specific things to ask my doctor about tomorrow. So we'll see. I have the house to myself today, which is a relief after these 3 stormy days. Don't get me wrong. My husband and I get along very well together. This summer we spent 5.5 weeks on the road together, living in a 17-foot camper trailer. Traveling over 6,000 miles together in our car. We get along great, but both of us need a little alone time. I mean, I think everyone does, but especially when I'm not feeling well. All weekend long, the TV was going. It's football season. Since he retired, my husband's gotten really into college football and NFL now. And when football's not on, it's golf. So yeah, just the complete silence in the house, being all alone. I can watch stuff on my laptop without worrying about bothering him. There's no noise. And this seems like a weird thing, but maybe if you live with chronic illness, you understand this. There's also the frustration of not being able to do anything productive when I can see, our house is, everything needs updating here. Everything is cluttered, and I can't do anything about it. And so it drives me crazy to see my husband relaxing, which 100% is totally unfair to him. It's an emotional reaction to my own inability to get up and do what I want to do. Got a long list of things I want to do around the house. And, well, you saw what happened this weekend. When I did try to do little tiny things, I ended up, feeling worse than ever. I am alone today. I'm going to enjoy the solitude. He's out golfing, so he is in his happy place. I had to get up to use the bathroom and plug my laptop in, so just thought I would show you that the sky is starting to clear. It's beautiful out today. The air just feels warmer, gentler. After 3 days of stormy weather, this is really nice, and I am really hoping that it helps improve the aches a little bit. I know it won't do a lot, but I definitely feel worse when it's stormy out. Oh, I can see some blue already. It was supposed to stay cloudy all day, but look at that. A little bit of fall color back here in the dogwoods. Not much yet, though, here in Delaware. Okay, I'm heading up to my nap. My heart is pounding. This is, even though I'm down to just one prednisone tablet, that's the steroid, it still raises my heart rate like crazy by the afternoon. So I just took my extra beta blocker that I take when I'm on prednisone, and hopefully it'll calm down enough that I'm able to nap. But I've had a pretty chill morning, and yeah, looking forward to lying down in bed for a while. So I'm actually feeling a little bit better today. I woke up about an hour earlier than I have been since this relapse started, around 8 a.m. And I felt okay. And I've been waiting, for the other shoe to drop. It's almost 11 now, which is around when my aches usually hit the worst. I have mild aches. So I don't know if this has to do with lying on the couch for 2 days, if it has to do with the nicer weather. You can't see through the windows there, but it's lovely today. It's blue sky. The clouds are completely gone. We do have another cold front coming through today, so the barometric pressure will be even better, I think. Probably all has an effect on me, the rest and the weather. Looking forward to my phone appointment with my doctor, probably in about an hour or so. So I'm just out here on our porch, editing a video and enjoying the last of this pretty day. My doctor never did call me. This happens a lot. And I don't blame her, she's incredibly overloaded. She's got so many thousands of patients, and it's just her. So she rescheduled with me for tomorrow. I did end up being quite achy this morning and ended up having to lie down, So I need to run out the door. I've got an appointment for massage therapy that I've been looking forward to because I've got a trigger point on my back that's all tightened up. Just wanted to give you a quick update. My husband finally left. He was pacing and hovering and driving me a little crazy. Finally went to the store. So just want to give you a quick update, and then that'll be it for this vlog. I had a terrific conversation with my ME specialist this morning. She's just amazing, and she's so overloaded. I know how fortunate I am to have been able to see her these last almost 20 years. So I explained to her what's been going on every year, that it's definitely immune activation, that the steroids might help a little bit, but they've got side effects. And she suggested something entirely new that I hadn't even heard of yet. And that is microdosing of GLP-1 medications. Those are the new class of weight loss medications, but this is using teeny tiny doses of them just a few times a week. And after we got off the phone, I looked it up and read a little bit about it. It's experimental. This is not something any regular doctor would probably prescribe, but the early case studies do sound promising. With MS, with RA, with what else do they mention? Crohn's, I think. The autoimmune form of diabetes, they are seeing, and this came about obviously just by accident. They noticed that in some weight loss patients who also had autoimmune disorders, that the underlying disease got better when they went on the weight loss drug. So I'm going to try this. She said steroids have a lot of side effects. She said, let's save that as an option if you get really bad and are really in crisis. Of course, I feel like I am now, but I know it could be worse. So we'll see. She's going to set it up with the drug company for me. Something new. I did not expect something new. And this is why she and all the other ME specialists are just so amazing. They work together. They keep up on the cutting edge of what's going on. Yeah, I'm very grateful. So we'll see. For now, we're going away for the weekend. We've rented a lake house with our sons and their girlfriends for the weekend. Looking forward to that. I'm hoping our older son can still come. He is also not doing well. I don't know if it's a seasonal downturn for him, but I know he's been working really long hours and pushing himself past his limits. So he actually had to take a sick day this week, which he hardly ever does. And I hope he's well enough to come this weekend. This is just our weekend. No extended family, just us. Very chill, very relaxed. So although I'm still achy, I should be able to manage the weekend. I already felt like this last year when we had this weekend, and, I did okay. And that's the other thing. I actually woke up again this morning at 8 a.m. feeling pretty good. So, of course, the aches are setting in now. It's about 11:15. But, definitely doing better than I was this weekend. Unfortunately, probably part of that is just the stupid weather. But, okay, I got to run. I don't want to be late. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below. Leave me a message. Tell me about, your own challenges or what you're grateful for. I'd love to hear from you.